If you're fortunate enough to live near an Ikea, you know just how easily it is to spend hours and hours going down the aisle of this giant Swedish department store. Personally, I love going to Ikea. Their showroom is loaded with a bunch of simple yet modern pieces at a pretty affordable price. Honestly, I could probably live in there. They have pretty much everything you could ever need to survive in that one store. From girlies to groggies or even chocolate caca. Yes, that's a real thing. I don't know why. It's chocolate cake or something. Don't ask me. But one thing I did not expect to find on my most recent trip to Ikea was a skateboard. I finally found it. I found the Ikea skateboard. SPANST. SPANST. This is, not gonna lie, this is kind of weird. Yes, Ikea now sells skateboards. Recently, Ikea has partnered with LA fashion designer Chris Stamp to produce a series of clothing and furniture inspired by Southern California street culture. The SPANST Collection is what they're calling it, and it includes several pieces of clothing, furniture including a skateboard rack, and of course, the very first Ikea skateboard. Never in my life would I have thought that I'd walk into an Ikea and walk out with my very own skateboard made by Ikea. But here it is, the SPANST Collection Ikea skateboard in the flesh. So the Ikea skateboard is priced at $90, which is actually pretty affordable compared to a similar setup that you can get at a skate shop, which would probably be around $150 or so. But is this skateboard actually any good? Usually when it comes to building things that I get from Ikea, I either 1, don't have enough pieces, or 2, I end up with a ton of extra parts that I actually never end up using. Let's hope that's not the case when it comes to the SPANST skateboard. Alright, let's unbox her and see what we get inside. First off, this is actually a pretty nice box. I know it's kind of weird to get excited about a box, but hey, that's who I am. Alright, included is... this is nothing. You get a user manual? So you get a user manual covering the skateboard in like all these different languages. And now, skateboard itself. And that's all you get in the box. Alright, I guess now comes the unbagging part. Surprisingly, the skateboard's fully assembled. Not too many things from Ikea come fully assembled, so this is actually kind of cool. It has a weird smell. It smells like relish. This is weird. But the board itself actually looks really sick. The deck has nice concave, pretty big tail, and some no-name trucks. I don't really know if I trust these trucks. How can the skateboard smell like relish? This is crazy. You get some nice soft cruiser wheels on there. Those should roll on the road very nicely, feel very smooth. Overall, this skateboard actually looks really nice. The graphic is sick. It's got this like black and white marbled look to it. I can dig it, I can dig it. And all over the board and the wheels are the coordinates to the very first Ikea store. That's a nice little touch. It's all about the details, you know? Nose is looking really good. I am very impressed with the shape that they chose to go for this board. This type of board is a good in-between for longboards or regular street skateboards. It's like the perfect city commuter. Judging by the shape, this isn't the type of board that you'd want to do tricks on, but with the kicktail and the size of it, you still can if you want to. But the main use of this thing would just be going from point A to point B, cruising around a city. Yeah, this thing looks really cool. Yeah, you've got these huge riser pads over here to give you some space, preventing any wheel bite while rolling around. Let's see if there's any information in the manual. So the deck itself is 29 inches in length, and at its widest point, it's 8.25 inches. It has a wheelbase of 16 inches, and the layers in the deck are comprised of resin 9 birch. Full concave throughout the deck, 5.25 inch trucks, 65 millimeter wheels at a 78A durometer, ABAC 7 bearings. I think they could use some braking in. Usually Ikea throws in tools for the things that you need to build. I would have loved to have seen them throw in a free skate tool to come with this board. Alright, so the deck looks pretty good, but how does it actually ride? Right out of the box, the skateboard is very very loose. I really wish it came with a tool. But let's see how this cruiser cruises. As a cruiser, 10 out of 10. This thing is amazing. It does its job perfectly. Although, not that hard of a job, to be honest. Damn, there's a train and it's loud! Alright, so cruising around on the Ikea board, 10 out of 10, perfectly good at doing that. But what about for those of us that want to try and do some tricks with our cruiser boards? After all, this is a hybrid skateboard longboard. Let's see if it can do the trick portion of the skateboard part. So the trucks on this board are pretty questionable. I hope that it doesn't break. That's my only issue. Well, let's see what I can do. The first test, of course, has to be an Ollie test. Woo-hoo-hoo. It's a little weird, but not terrible. So the tail's actually a little short, so it makes the Ollie kind of weird feeling. Still a pretty nice tail though. Back in 80s feel alright. Pop shells aren't bad too. Whoa. That's not gonna work. This is a weird board to kickflip. We gotta do that one again. Oh, that was a close one. So hard. So kickflips on this thing are the absolute worst because the tail is just slightly shorter than it needs to be, so it doesn't give you a nice snap or a pop. Instead, it's kind of like a trick because the tail doesn't actually snap on the ground, so it's just a super weird, funky flip. Kind of hard to do. Tray flip's a bit easier. Let's redo that one though. Oh my god, I am dying out here on the East Coast. It is so hot and humid. I cannot wait for winter. Anyways, the board is really weird to pop. Tray flips are a bit easier than kick flips. Ollies still feel a little funky. I wish that the tail was like a ½ inch longer to make it a bit more usable, because right now it's like that weird in-between state where it can't really do anything except maybe lift up your front wheels like a manual. I am actually pleasantly surprised about the quality of the board. It feels like a really good cruiser. Shut up, bugs! For something to get you from point A to point B, I think the Ikea SPANST cruiser board is a pretty good option, not gonna lie. It's smooth, it rolls very well. And if you want, you can do a couple of tricks on it. So the Ikea board is definitely decent, better than something like a Walmart board, that's for sure. But I want to know what your guys' thoughts are on a retail giant like Ikea now selling skateboards. Do you think it's a good thing that it's going to get more people with skateboards underneath their feet? Or do you think it sort of takes away from the local skate shops? I'm really interested in what you guys have to say about that in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe for 3 new videos every week, just like this one. Anyways guys, until next time, stay stoked, I'm out, peace!